All right. Let me get set up here to make sure. I'm going to use my iPad here to, since I don't use it that much, turn the volume down solely to see the chat. So we'll give everybody a few seconds here. If you come in and you're able to and smash that like, I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so this is Vangelis for Omnisphere 3. Lufrin Rum is the company that made it. I did a video on that already, so you guys should know what that's about. We're going to mess around and just see what we come up with. So let's just go with something. All right, so if you don't know this, I'm going to talk a little bit too, because I'll talk about some things in here so you kind of get used to it. So Omnisphere has multiple 4 different sound variation things that you can put in here, right? I kind of said that, and some of you know that. Here's the effects. The common effects affect all the tracks, or you can put effects on each individual too at the same time. So right now I have I feel like I hear myself. Okay, turn the volume down. So I have the common effects. This is on this preset. But if I want to hear it without the effects, I could just touch here and you see it turns red and mutes it. And that goes for any of these. If there's something on it, on these they don't turn red, but you can touch them and then they bring the cellos back in. What's up, Ali Star? Good to see you, man. All right, so let's bring those effects back in. Now, Omnisphere is really powerful and loud, so this slider up here is nice when you just want to bring the whole thing down a little bit. Beautiful. All right. Now you have your globals. If you want to change your globals, you can go in there and start messing with that. That affects everything. And I'm just basically playing in the key of C, if I'm being honest. This isn't even the right key. So I'm just using C. I'm going to change the key on my keyboard to C major. Cool. I'm going to turn that off. I don't need it. Of course it would stay at C minor. Get to C major. There we go. So this is cool and I want this, okay? But I want to put something else with it. So I could add a couple different synths or sounds here to mix with them. Or I can go to multi, change it to channel 1, and I can pull from the directory any sound I want, like literally any sound I want. So let's say I want a keyboard. I don't know why I want a keyboard, but I'm going to do it anyway. So here's Keyscape with all the keyboards in here. I don't even know which keyboard I'd want, but we could try anything. We definitely don't want that. It's like a... So this is the Celeste, right? And these are different variations of it that you have that create presets. So I like that a little bit. What's Soft Church? Sounds like a kid's keyboard, huh? You can favorite your stuff by clicking over here. That's the one we're going to use. And now you can adjust how much of it. Somebody's at my door. I gotta go check that. 1 second. Hang tight, guys. Okay, sorry about that. It was just my dog letting me know that the mail lady was in town. She was dropping off the mail. All right. So I'm gonna use my ears because that's what we do. So you can look up here and you'll see that both of them are playing. I'm gonna put this down a little bit more, and there's a stack. So with the stack, if you want, you could have the pure strings playing on half your keyboard. Now I only have 37 keys, so this ain't gonna work for me too well. But you could set where you want it to play if you wanted to. Okay, so let's go back to here. All right, so that's that, and then we're gonna go to here. Now you look at this; it's in keyscape mode. See, this is how keyscapes look. Keyscape looks. I'm gonna say the words right, right? And you can adjust keyscape stuff. But you can click here and go into Omnisphere mode. So keyscape and Trillion work in Omnisphere if you don't know that. Okay, so now you can adjust filters. You can start adding granular to pianos. You can do weird stuff and get real crazy. It's really intricate. Here's the effects that are on this particular keyboard. You'll see there's nothing. They have some on the aux. The aux return is right here. You can put how much of it you want. There's 2 reverbs playing on this joint. But then if you come here, you'll see these effects are off. So that's on, that's off. So they're technically not really playing through those. All right. So that's pretty much how you multi-layer stuff. But let's say you don't really want to multi-layer that. You could turn it to another channel, MIDI channel, right? And it only plays this one. And then you could put, or mute it or solo, however you want to do it. And then you could switch channels if you have a keyboard that lets you, which this one does. I think it's that way. No. Oops. Messed up and pressed the wrong. Oops. Pressing buttons here is starting up the wrong thing. Go back in here. All right. Yeah, so you could tell it which MIDI channel you want and then switch. I can't switch channels for some reason. I don't know. I don't want to keep you waiting on me switching channels. But anyway, that's the point. You can have multiples. By the way, if you click up here and right click on it, like if you forget what you're looking at, if you right click on your mouse, it'll give you a preview sound. See, so that you know what it sounds like. That's little stuff that's kind of hidden. It's not right there in your face. Okay, so we are going to remove this because I don't really want it. Go ahead to multi. Go here. Where's my multi? Oh. So one way to clear it is just hit clear multi. And then you'll see it clears everything. So if you then you have to go back and get your sound. So I mean you can it's loud. So you can clear just that one, but I cleared the whole thing as you saw there. All right, cool. Let's go back and make some music. Right. Another thing you can do that if you have two, like let's say I have an A, B, C, D here, if you look down here, how much of each instrument or each sound is playing, you can click in here, of course, but you can just adjust it right down here so that you don't have to do all that extra. And feel free to ask questions if there's something you want to know that I might be able to help you with. This is from the Luthrum, and this is their Valhalla's. Oh, not Valhalla's. Valhalla is good though. This is their Vangelis for Omnisphere 3. And we're looking at the strings. The pads are good too though. I can't. So we could, let's do that. Let's take the pad, and then on this one, we're going to use, go to my user directory, go back to the same one. And instead of keyboards, this time we're going to use, what do we use? Strings. So now we have two. I'm using clouds. I'm going to turn the strings down. I'm using clouds on one, and I'm using strings on the other. But for them both to play, I got to put this on channel 1. So this is why, what I say, like if you want to really start making your own sounds and doing different things, you can pan these different directions. There's so much to it. Let me answer questions. What's good, Hero? I just call you Hero because that's a long name. It's kind of like mine. Some people just say BJ or BJM. How would you stem separate these out? That's a good question. I've never really done it that way or even thought about it. But I guess if you were going to stem separate them out, you would set them on different MIDI channels like here. See how you have an out A, B, C right here? So that's one way you could set the out as a different one. And then you would have to set up different MIDI tracks inside of your DAW, like Ableton or whatever you use, Logic. You just set up all the different outs as different, and then it should be able to separate the sound. But personally, I commit myself to a sound like as a whole, and then if I want a different sound, I usually put it on a different track. That's just how I do it, but you don't have to. If you go into this little utility menu over here, you can see there's some other preset things in here that you can use, but most of the time you're going to change it in the multi if you're trying to do one or multiple sounds and you want them to go different places. That would be the way I would do it, is just change it in here. Now there is this live. I never use it, so I can't really speak too much on it. But I think it's for if you want to control everything while you're doing it live, performing. Because people do use this in standalone and perform live with it. I mean, it's not like you can't. And you can see here, you can change channels here, or even you have it in the stack mode too to be able to adjust where everything sits. That's the effects. You have 4 aux inside of the effects mixer for the multi. So let me show you this. So here's the mixer, right? Here's these 4 effects. 4 aux, not 4 effects. See them right there? So if you go to the mixer, you can set up different things. Like these have effects already on them, but you could set up some more effects in here and even in the master. And then when you go back here, adjust how much is being hit on each track. So it's really in depth. When I say it's in depth, I mean like it really is, guys. There's a reason why people use this in movies, music, and even commercials and different things like that. Because it's just that powerful. And I definitely say make sure you have at least 16 gigs. Even on a Mac M1, you want to have at least 16, because this thing, if you use more than one instance of Omnisphere, it works fine on the M1 with 16 gigs. But when you start getting like 8 gigs, trying to like cheapskate the memory, the RAM, I'm saying, you're gonna have problems. You might get one or two instances to work pretty good, but then you might run into some issues. So if make sure your computer has at least 16 gigs and an M1 on a Mac. I don't mess with Intel. I've tried them in the past. It doesn't mean they don't work. I'm just saying there's a possibility you might have some issues, especially with using these high-end plugins. So I'm just letting you know that up front. All right, where were we? So one thing I use, and people may not like this, but I'll show it to you anyway. Hold on, let me close that. Open this. People hate AI, and I get it. I think it's deep. Is it deep art? Hold on, let me check my phone because that's where I use it. Deepart.io. Okay. Deepart.io. Of course, I have an ad blocker on there. Turn that down. This is not what I use. Deepart.io. Nope, that's not it either. Why is it doing this? Oh, maybe it's the wrong website. Deep. Now you don't have to use this. You can go outside and capture. I'm just showing you. .org. There we go. So I'll use this sometimes. Can you guys see? You should be able to see this. Yeah. Okay. And what's fun about this is it's kind of a randomizer AI thing or whatever, but you can describe anything like space in time where experience. I don't know. I'm just making up something. All right. And you submit that, and you see this picture. It just created me a cool AI generated art to draw inspiration from. So I'm not saying you got to use this, but you can. You can download it, right click, save it as an image, and then use this picture to formulate a thought. And so there's the thought in my mind. Let me show you this. So I'm playing while looking at this image to draw inspiration. So you could look up any image if you want. You could look up a picture somebody took from of some butterfly, if that's your thing, and play to that. It's a different way to create music. Maybe this isn't the right scale, so you might switch over to, I don't know, D sharp Dorian. So that sounds too mysterious. Hold on, let me. I think major is a better time or a better signature for this one. So we'll go, maybe you want to go G major. So the idea is to use image or thoughts to evoke emotion, and then that helps you create from the sound that you have. So you pick a sound. What does this sound make me feel like? And maybe it's not clouds. Maybe you want to try. Let's try Orbit Earth. So this is a Prophet 5. This one makes me feel a little different though. It makes me feel like I'm traveling somewhere. I don't know yet where, but I like that though. I can't deny. That's Omnisphere. That's the powerful synth that it is. And now you can see why somebody would use it to score some music for a movie, or because it can do that. It can do other stuff, and I can make you some other sounding music. That's just what I like personally. So just sharing and showing um, the things that I like. I love those strings. I can't deny those are some of the best. You can always mutate and make another version of that maybe sounds a little different if that's what you want. But yeah, incredible stuff, man. Omnisphere is something else. Okay, so what else is there that we could do? Let's try something completely different with Omnisphere. We're gonna get out of that particular stuff, and let's go with this dystopia one. Let's see if there's anything in here that maybe. So this is Tom Wolfe's Dystopia, and this is a synth, and you'll see he used a distorted triangle with some unison, and then he has a sample here of some sort with granular going on. So and you'll see it's moving different. The direction is moving up. Did he put a? Okay, he just used a pro reverb on there. And then he used this compressor and this tone, this delay here. And those are affecting, but it's no granular on the first track, just on the second one. Okay, cool. All right, let's put some drums on here so that y'all don't get bored with my atmospheric stuff that I like. So what are we thinking on drums? I'm trying to figure out what drums. I want to see if there's some. Oh shoot. Interesting. Let's use that. We gotta see what it sounds like to sync though. There we go. cool. So I just wanted to see what it sounded like synced. We're just going to loop out 4 bars. And we'll hit the looper. Oops, I just turned it off. Mandel, there's a loop. And we'll see if we can play something over that with Omnisphere. MIDI capture, since we did. So I'm just capturing it, right? And then seeing what in there I like. Maybe we'd only keep okay, let's move my eCam out of the way because it's in there. And then we will consolidate that. There we go. All right, cool. So this note is a little off, so we're going to quantize it. And then I'm only doing this drawing just to throw in a note that overlaps. So now we'll try that. All right, so Trillion is set up. I always have Trillion on deck. I just turned the master down. Hopefully that I'm gonna have to make an adjustment to that because it's kind of might be a little too much in your face. Here's Trillion. I do not have Trillion inside of Omnisphere. I actually do, but because when I set this up originally, I just put my favorite bass on there. I didn't even really. I could have probably set it up in Omnisphere though. I should have done that. Whatever. I could do it later. It's not a big deal. My template has it just set up in Trillion. So that's the way it was. But technically I could have had Omnisphere on these 2 tracks easy. And then I just adjust the master. So hopefully your eardrums aren't getting distorted by all this extra sound. Okay, so figure out what bass line I want to play. I kind of feel like this one doesn't need a heavy, overly played bass line. It's not jazzy at all, really. So what I'm gonna do the cheaters mode here is what I call it, where I drop down this, a copy of it, change it to green. I'm gonna get rid of that note. Some of these upper notes I'm gonna get rid of them. They're just like more melody lines. We'll get rid of all of this. Well, except for that last note. Get rid of that. So I'm just keeping these lines. I'm gonna move them probably down a few octaves to make the bass line work. I don't want to get rid of that note or that note. Get rid of that note. So again, this is what I call the cheater's way to do it. And basically that's because I ain't playing the bass line. That's all that is. But I think I got rid of everything I wanted to. So I'm gonna select all, and then I'm gonna drop it down at least one octave. There you go. All right, so these notes are, you don't hear them as much. I'm gonna turn them up a little bit. Adjust the velocities. One thing you can do, sometimes I do this, is I'll just chop this note and have it play an octave. But because I'm playing this one note here, let me just see. Oops. Shift up just to get an octave. So let's see what that sounds. So then I like it. I like that little point there, but I'm gonna chop it again. Shift down, back that there. So it's just playing an octave. That's all it is. Um, Same principle here. I'm gonna go Shift E. Shift E. We're gonna do it. Command E. Lord, I'm losing it. Command E. And I'm gonna shift this one note up an octave. So I'm just gonna use some octaves to help. I don't really care for this note here, but we'll figure that out later. It's not a big deal. Yeah. I actually want this to be here. Now this could sound better if I played it, but for the sake of this video, I'm not playing it. So right now, messed up. Make sure you just go. I'm just gonna move a few notes around. There. Lengthen that out. Turn this up here. I'm moving velocities around just to, ooh, see, like when you get over here, these notes, that note is going, I don't want that there. And this note is too low. Oops. The velocity is too low, is what I'm saying. That note I want to disappear. This velocity, I want it higher. Because it's sustaining, it's not going to be, it's just sustaining for that length. I'm going to move it actually a little bit this way. Move this one this way. And this one this way. And that. There. Bring this note up. And this one down. All right, cool. That's it. So I don't want the typical bass line where it's like super busy. I'm actually just trying to keep it really simple on this one. So I don't like that note. I don't even know why I played that note, but I did. I'm going to pull that note down here. See what it sounds like. I like that better. Okay. So if you ever want to see, in here, if you ever want to see multiple notes, if you click this and you have focus on, or off, I should say, you can see the blue represents the blue and the green, so you'll know which note you're playing. So like this note is a F sharp 3, but this note is a B1, so I want this bass note to match. So I'm going to go to an F sharp 1. I'm going to drop it down. So now I'm back into here, and I like where that note lands. Where this note hits. So I'm going to pull it back. I don't usually do a lot of MIDI adjustments. I just play. But because I got lazy here for a moment and just wanted to. Here we go. This one I kind of wanted to just a little bit before the. Okay, and this last one, all the way at the end. I don't want this note at all. I don't want it on the bass at least. I just want to lengthen this one, and we're going to turn it up so that when it triggers it sustain. Hopefully it'll sustain. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So if you got questions, feel free to drop them in the app. We're just using Omnisphere for anybody that maybe just came in. Here, I'll show you real quick. We're using Omnisphere. We were looking at Luthrum's stuff. Now I'm just using Dystopia from Tom Wolfe. This is a synth poly that he has. Oops, that's the bass. Sounds like that. So it's creating more atmospheric. This is a muted jazz bass on Trillion. And I always put a bass fattener and a punch parallel on there just to kind of give it a little more in the mix. All right, and then addictive drums. I just grabbed. We're using the percussion beats and just grabbing a little percussive riff thing here from there, using that for the MIDI. That's it. In the mixer, if I wanted these drums to, I have a drum bus is what I meant to say. Click there, transient shaper, drum kit enhancer. This is Roar, and then this is the Valhalla that I use on the end of it just to give it a little drum air. Yeah, I'd love to get some Omnisphere. Yeah, man, Omnisphere is the truth. I've had it since 2, and I wanted it when it first came out, but I was like, yeah, it's just too much, and I wasn't super synth driven. So I bought Keyscape first, and then I bought Trillion, and I loved them. I was like, I might as well get Omnisphere. So I grabbed Omnisphere, and Omnisphere can run all of them in one. So it's kind of, do you really need the trilogy? You should get them all, and then you can make your own presets or buy presets from people if you're not interested in sound designing like that. But yeah, it's incredible. And especially you, Ali Star, because you have the Expressive E keyboard, so you have all that MPE stuff they added. Man, you could go to town on that keyboard. I really want that keyboard. The only reason that's holding me back from getting it is because I don't think it plays good as a regular keyboard. I think it's primarily for expressive stuff, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've read and heard. And I don't want a keyboard that just focuses on that. I need a keyboard that can do it all. So the expressive is not as much important to me as it is making sure I have 61 keys and things of that nature. I guess it does have 61 keys, but I want to be able to play my drums sometimes on the keys. So if I get on like addictive drums, like I feel comfortable on these, but I don't think I would feel comfortable on an expressive key trying to play the drums. I don't know for sure, but there's no way to find out but to buy it, and I don't want to buy it. It's kind of pricey. So I'd have to know for sure I can play my drums using it, because I don't want to use drum pads personally. But anyway, that's just me. I'm weird like that. Some people are using the MPC Live, the new one, where they get the expressive pads. I don't care for pads as much as I do keys. That's just my preference. But it's pretty cool though. Good little sequencer if you need it. Okay, let's do a lead. So I'm gonna go. What should we use? Should we use guitar or should we use? Let's just try guitar first. What's up, Blatantly Blatant Network, BBN? Good to see you, man. Part of it is finding the right sound. Check this out. We're going to use Omnisphere. I'm going to show you something in here. Now, ample sound is still, in my opinion, as far as guitars, is probably still the best plug-in for a guitar. But there are some. The room, I think, did some guitars. Not in here, he didn't. That's fine. It's a pack that he did. Ambient soundscapes. Well, dang, what did he do as guitars? Maybe it's in the one where he's still using here. Let's see. Yeah, it's in here. I might as well use my other one. Let's use this vintage tape one. Not feeling it. It's not the one. Well, we could have used Omnisphere. Going back to ample sound. All right, let's see. What do we want? Maybe we don't want a guitar. Maybe let's try some Swam instruments. Yeah, we know. Nope, not having trouble. Just need you to stop. Oops. User error. I think I accidentally deleted my drums. Hold on one second. Let me put them back. Okay, cool. That was a user error moment. Let's see. All right, cool. It has 2-stage in the press. You get to stage 1. You gotta add lots of pressure to stage 2. So it's quite. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear, Ali Star. I appreciate you telling me that. Yeah, that'd be great, man, to see you demo just how it kind of works. Just to get a little. I mean, I see people playing on them, but I never seen anybody really show how it could be used as a regular keyboard as well as that. But that'd be interesting to see. Of course, my Bluetooth just died, so I'm gonna put that away for a second here. All right, let me go ahead and play something because I don't have much more time. I got to get off. But let's just play something, see what we come up with. How does it say A major? Hold up. Were we in A major? I gotta check. I think I accidentally changed the scale for some reason. Let me check because I don't remember what we were in. Maybe we were in A major. How did I get to G? What is that? Let me check these bass notes. Yeah, looks like that's where we were. Wait, look, it says G major. Oh my lord. So let's see. That's one of the things you got to watch out for. All right, so we're in G major. Scale lock, G major. I thought we were in G at first. Now Okay. Yeah, because it should be all that, but the one note there. Okay. All right, so we're in G major. Weird moments. All right, maybe we need. I don't know. It's not hitting, so if it don't hit, I do not believe in forcing. It has to be there. If it's not there, it's not there. You know. Let's try soprano sax. See if that works. We got some Kenny G stuff now. Lord have mercy. That don't even fit. Okay. This is where you call it a stopping point when you can't find the right instrument for whatever you're trying to do. Don't force it. Come back to it later, and from there you can make better decisions. Because it sure ain't happened right there. Maybe we try just a nylon string guitar, but for now, since I have limited time at this moment, I'll have to try something on the next live and see if I can get there. But guys, Omnisphere is dope. I mean, you can't lose. Hey boy, hey bro, your voice is doubled. Oh, let me see. Hold up. Well, that's off, so that's weird. Maybe what could cause it to double? Hmm. I don't have anything extra going. Let's check. Hijack is doing its thing. Does it sound double right now? Or is it just peaking? Or I'm trying out Ecamm Live, so what you guys can see in the corner somewhere up where my mouse is moving right now. So maybe I'm on the trial version, just trying them out. So to see if I like it. This is the only way I can do live like this. Oh, it's still doubled? I believe it may be something with Ecamm Live. I'm not 100% sure why it's doing that. But we're going to end the stream here anyway. I got to get going. So much respect to anybody who stopped in. I'll see you on the next one. And thank you for letting me know Musictron. Appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.